Hi, LeeAnn. So I'm just making a video of kind of what we put together in your yoga movement screen. But I realized like one of the main goals that I had in meeting with you was to help you figure out how to relax and use your breath to relax. So I'll also kind of show you some ideas for that. And I just want you to experiment with using pillows, blankets, also, whatever you can to create kind of a cushion of support for you so that you can let your body relax and really use your breath. So first I'll go through the movement part, and you probably remember it, but it's nice to have a reminder. And then I'll kind of show you some ideas for setting up for relaxation. And you can use that setup for meditation. Okay, so we're just going to work on that deep core engagement so that you have some support around all that inflammation in your spine. And so I have like this squishy ball. So maybe you have like a squishy kid's toy ball, or you can use a pillow from your couch, a yoga block, any of those things. So I've got this handy, and I just start laying on your back and bring your squishy thing between your thighs. Okay. And get some engagement on that so you're squeezing it. And just notice how that supports your belly, that engagement into the pillow or block or whatever. You're squeezing that and find all of that support through your core and those muscles closest to your bones and your pelvis. Push into your heels and lift your hips. We're just going to come to the top and just pause and then lower down. And you can do this, just kind of build up your reps. So maybe just start with 4 or 5 and then move to 8 or so, and you can move up to 12 to 15. Okay, but moving pretty slow and keeping that engagement on your ball. So even after you lower down, you can pause and kind of reset that engagement, pushing into your heels. And you'll just notice, what muscles you really need to recruit to do this. So you've got all sorts of things, your core, all around your glutes, and your pelvic floor is involved, and your hamstrings are involved here. All of this is really helpful support for your pelvis. So do this a few times. On your last one, just lift up. And then feel like you're dragging your heels towards your bum. That'll really turn on your hamstrings and glutes. And don't worry about getting too much of a back bend shape in your spine. We're just really doing this to support the muscles there. And then go ahead and lower that down and move your prop thing out of the way. And then keep your feet about hip distance apart and let your knees knock together. And then you'll lift your hips up with the knees together, let your knees go wide and lower. And you might notice as you do this that one side is stronger than the other. So you can just start with maybe 2 in each direction. So now we'll start wide, lift, and then knees together and lower. And wide. And you can work up to 4 or 8 in each direction. Wide, lift, knees together and lower. And then just lengthen your legs on the floor. Okay, and we're going to work on letting your lowest ribs come to the floor and try to keep the natural curves of your spine. So you're probably going to need to put your pillow underneath your head. here. Okay, so we want to kind of work on releasing. That's too much for me. I'm going to unfold this. So I've got just this folded blanket. Okay. Hug one knee into your chest, and then the other leg we're just going to lift and lower 2 to 4 times. Okay. And then switch. So I'm just going to hug the other knee into my chest and then lift and lower. So trying to keep my low ribs on the floor and having kind of some support under your head. And gradually, maybe you can get that support under your head smaller and smaller, right? So maybe one less fold in a blanket or a skinnier pillow, but just let your spine dictate, right? So lift up your head and shoulders enough that your lower ribs can be on the floor. And then after you've done those leg lifts, just let your whole body get long. You can even bring some awareness to your hip flexors here. Keep your low ribs in and then lift your arms over your head and just kind of let them be there. Some days it might feel good to have like a big pillow or stack of something underneath your hands here so you can relax more. I've got this big pillow bolster. And really think about you're lifting your arms, but then see if you can relax through your traps by your neck and just bring your arms overhead, low ribs down, right? So you're going to bolster your head enough that your low ribs can come down and let your arms go overhead with whatever support you need there. It could even just be to the couch, right? And so, and then think about lengthening your exhale. And just hold there for a few breaths. Okay, so then we will come onto your hands and knees after you've done that for a few breaths. Actually, no, you're going to sit up. I'm going to have you just lean back, and we're just going to move your hips, joints. Okay, so just windshield wipering and supporting with your arms as much as you need to. Just kind of thinking of really moving that femur bone in your hip socket. So, and using the muscular strength to move your leg. So do that till you, 4 times or so on each side, till you feel pretty even. Then we'll move up to standing, and you'll find your pillow or your squishy kids ball or whatever, and squeeze this between your legs with your feet parallel. Okay, and then sit. And you can have your hands wherever they need to be, but we're just going to squeeze the ball as you lift and lower. And just sit and then come on up. And you can work up to 12 there, but 4 is plenty. Just really listen to what feels good for you that day. Okay. And then we'll come down onto hands and knees. Well, and actually you can hold it, okay? To pause and hold it. And just do those hip circles. So you'll lift one leg up and really think about keeping firm through your belly. Okay, out to the side, toward your armpit, into your chest, and then back. And then you can just switch directions. into your chest, out to the side, heel to the ceiling. Okay. So do that slow. So 2 times in each direction. So out to the side, on each side. Okay. And it's a lot of work, but it's really going to strengthen all of that and help build the range of motion, your active range of motion in your hips, and help stabilize your pelvis and your SI joint and just build all those muscles there. And it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to do it so many times that you get super sore. Just do it 1 or 2 times in each direction on each side. And then after you've done it a few times in each direction, let your knees go wide, and then just push your hips back towards your heels. And this may take a few times depending on the day, right? How this will feel in your knees and your hips. Hopefully what we've done was enough preparation. But if you're having a day where it's just really hard on your knees, you can always bring like your pillow or folded blanket kind of in your knee creases, so you've got some support, and then let yourself fold down. You can have some support for your forehead too here, or you can come all the way down to the floor. And when you're here, really focus on the length of your exhale. And think about breathing into your lowest ribs. So with your body being overreactive to the pain, really think about stimulating the vagus nerve, which is kind of the master of your emergency system in your body. And your diaphragm, like it goes right through your diaphragm, and it's really linked to your psoas, that hip flexor muscle. So when you're breathing, really think about that your diaphragmatic movement is kind of massaging your nervous system. And if you can breathe expansively with your diaphragm and really lengthen your exhale to maybe twice as long as your inhale, that will start to turn your nervous system to your parasympathetic rest mode, digest. So after you've kind of rested in your child's pose for a few breaths, maybe 5 breaths, maybe longer, just find a place to relax. And it doesn't have to be for a super long time. Now it may be like it may be that you just sit up against your couch, your walls, and you could pretend this is your couch and you have enough support that you're maybe sitting on your meditation cushion, you're sitting against your couch, and maybe even have support under your legs. Or maybe you try it laying down and you can get a stack of folded blankets. I've got this pillow, and it might be nice to have like your head a little bit higher. So you could stack things up, and it'll probably take you some experimenting, but you can think, I've got this long pillow, an extra stack of maybe firm folded blankets underneath it. I've got a couple more folded blankets for under my legs. So maybe bring a rolled blanket under your knees and lay back. You could even have support for your arms. But just find a place where you feel really supported and comfortable, right? So it might not make pain go away, but you have a place where you can not worry about the position of your body. Okay, so you're just propped up as much as you can be in a really supportive way. And then from there, really focusing on relaxing. And breathing expansively into your belly. Let your diaphragm expand. You can feel like you're expanding into your pelvic floor even. And then exhaling through your nose for as long as possible. And this is a place where the acronym of RAIN can be really useful. And so you can just notice the location of the pain and bring your awareness to that place and just recognize it. Just notice, right? And then just breathe into that place and just think, allow. Like this belongs. Right now, I'm feeling pain and it's okay. This pain is part of my experience. This is what it's like to have a human body. Right? And the investigation is just being really curious about it. You can start to notice how it changes with your awareness and your allowing. Does it shift its location or its quality? You can even ask, like, what does this place need? What does this need? How can I just be with it? And then the N is to nurture, just to bring some loving kindness and space. Just to nurture, you may even just tell that place of pain, your spine, I love you. You're okay. You belong. All right, I'll take care of you. You can offer some gratitude. And it may feel too intense just to bring your awareness to your pain and just stay there. And so you can kind of move in and out. It might feel good just to bring awareness to the place of pain, but then switch to somewhere that has absolutely no pain. Maybe your right big toe. And just really breathe and inhabit and just feel some awareness for that place and just allowing it investigating, nurturing that, and then moving back to the place where the pain is. You can move in and out of it, but really using that, allowing that this belongs, this is part of my experience, right? Nothing has gone wrong. This is what's happening right now. This is what's happening right now. And I'm doing this right now. I'm doing pain right now. And just allowing yourself to be there and finding all the support you can for your body so that you can start to soften and relax around those places, really using the length of your exhale. So I just encourage you to experiment with blankets and pillows and props. Firm things tend to be more supportive. So firmly folded blankets or stacks of beach towels, whatever you can find. This bolster is from Hugger Mugger, and it's a yoga bolster, and it's lovely. Super recommend it, but you can definitely find things around your house that would be helpful. And then prop yourself up. And so if you find your body a distraction during meditation, do that too. Just relax and find all the support that you need. You can always have the support for your back by sitting up against a couch or the wall. If that kind of helps you be able to relax. So anyway, I hope all this is helpful for you. And practice with this. So you'll have it written out also. So hopefully you just kind of remember it all and you can incorporate it into your unique way of practicing. Okay. Have a great day.